Coffee Break with me. Woo! Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you today? Today I'm here with a video on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Illuminators. Anastasia Beverly Hills has been on fire. I think her daughter Claudia is basically like the brain behind the operation because they keep launching new products. I swear, like, my Instagram feed is Anastasia everything. Eyeshadows, liquid lips, eyebrows, like everybody, all the Instagram makeup artists, all they use is Anastasia Beverly Hills products, I swear. And I was a really big fan of the brow wiz forever and ever. In fact, here on my channel, if you go back to my older videos, that's all I used. And then I branched out and I started using other products that I fell in love with. And now I'm a huge fan of the eyebrow pencil from e.l.f. Believe it or not. I'm really trying hard not to holy grail status the arch brow from Hourglass, because that's an expensive pencil. But it gives me life. I need it in my life. Did I just do this? Like, what is that? I'm sorry, you guys, I need a moment. I'm a little embarrassed. So I'm a huge fan. But other than that, like the liquid, I've never tried her liquid lipsticks. I haven't tried any of her eyeshadows, like the single eyeshadows. I wasn't a really big fan of the contour kit simply because I'm very light complected, and like the banana shade and like the standard shades in the light palette didn't work for me. I'm not a fan of cream products. Anyway, so I'm not really on the Anastasia bandwagon so much, except when it comes to highlighters, you know, they just speak to my heart. I can't help it. They speak to my heart. And so during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the Anastasia website had a deal where if you purchased an illuminator, you got a brush for free. I bought all 4 highlights. I'm one of those people that has the compulsion to have it in every color. So I was like, it's such a good deal. You get the illuminator for $28 and then you're gonna get the $26 brush for free. So I got 4 brushes. Why I thought in my head that was a good deal, I don't know, because now I have 4 brushes. And I didn't save any money on the actual highlighters. I just got 4 brushes. So where on earth that makes sense? Only in my mind. Anyway, so let's start off with the brush first. So we'll review the brush and then I'll go into the highlights and I'll let you know if they're worth the hype. So the brush is the A23 brush. It looks like that. It's a really popular brush. Like, people are going bananas over this brush for some reason. It's a good brush, but I don't think it's life-changing. A lot of people think it's like the best highlight brush of life forever. I think there are better ones, you know. I really like the small teardrop. I'll insert pictures because I'm too far away to go get them right now. The small teardrop from Hakuhodo and Sephora is brilliant. The setting brush from Real Techniques, favorite. It's one of my absolute favorites for highlighter. Which other one do I really like? My Beauty Blender? No, just kidding. So I'm a fan of brushes that are not typically used for highlighting. I like to use those for highlighter. This one, it's a little scratchy. I mean, it's not scratchy where you feel it. You guys hear that? It's like really windy. It's a little scratchy, not scratchy where it's uncomfortable or you feel discomfort, but it's nice. I just don't know why people are so excited about it. I felt like, this is what I thought, that when I went into the highlight and, you know, I went in with the highlight and I applied it, that it would just leave me glowing like this. Like, that's what I thought it was gonna do. It doesn't do that. It makes the powder loose. Like, it kind of makes a mess. And when you apply it, it does it really gracefully. And while, I mean, albeit that's how you're supposed to highlight, I like to highlight like this. And if you want this, you really have to build the product or use a different brush. This one is very gentle. This is almost like a daily highlight type brush. So it does a really light application. You can foil your highlight, so you can go in there with your highlight, give it a little spritz with like an essence or like Max Fix Plus, and then apply it, and it gives you this glow. But I'm not a big fan of foiling highlight, especially if I'm wearing like a finicky foundation where it may move stuff around. So there's that. So the brush is $26. I would totally skip the brush. If you have a favorite highlight brush, stick to that one. Okay, so let's talk about the illuminators themselves now. They come in 4 different shades, and like I told you guys, I mean, the colors can be used on all complexions, but maybe not as illuminators. So there are 4 illuminators in the range. The first one, or the lightest shade, is called Starlight, and this is just like a basic pearl shade. It's a really cool toned pearl shade. This is kind of like your Mary Luminizer. It's really pretty. I actually thought this was gonna be like my go-to one, the one that I used the most, or that, you know, I use the most often. That's right there. You see, it's really beautiful. I really like it, and they apply really smoothly. They're very buttery. I don't know, for some reason, I don't like applying them with this brush. I feel like it doesn't do the illuminators justice, because I like illuminators to show up. But if you're just going for that like glowy look, then it might be a brush that you want to try out. So again, that is Starlight, I believe. Yeah, Starlight. You can see it's just like a really beautiful natural glow. After that is So Hollywood, and this is probably like their best seller, the one that always sells out. This is said to be a dupe for MAC's Whisper of Guilt or Estee Lauder's Heat Wave. And again, just a really beautiful, this is like a really beautiful classic gold highlight. You can see that sheen that it has. It's so pretty. But up against or next to Starlight right there, that's the gold one, and then that's Starlight. So you could see how this one gives you a more sun-kissed, like a summer glow, and this one over here is just a bam, classic highlight. And some that I would use as very unique highlights, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but highlighters or illuminators are going in a different direction right now, where illuminators are going to come in different shades. We're used to seeing them in like beigey, silvers, pearls, champagnes. But they're actually going in another direction right now, where you're going into light lavenders and baby blues and light pinks. So this might be a really good opportunity for people that normally wouldn't reach for deeper shades like this one to use them as such. This is the darkest shade. I kind of skipped one just because I'm a thug like that. This is the shade Riviera, and look how beautiful that color is. Isn't it stunning? This is one of the most beautiful, most unique shades I've ever seen. It's almost like a, I don't know, like a romantic rose or like a vintage rose, almost a little mauve. I really like it. I would actually use this, I would use like a blush base and then apply this one on top. That's right there. See that? So you have Riviera right there, that's Starlight, and that's So Hollywood. So you can see when I turn my hand, that's actually how deep the base of the color is, but that's how it would show up in sunlight or under lights. And then the fourth one and the last one in the collection is called Peach Nectar, and this is just a really beautiful classic peach. Again, this is another one that I would use on top of a blush. Or maybe if I was a little bit more tan as an actual highlight, but it's a really pretty, it's almost like it's a little bit more orange than peach. You can see that right there. So Hollywood, Starlight, Riviera, and Peach Nectar. So are they worth the hype? I think the general consensus here is that they are. I mean, for a price point like $28 or $26, no, $28. They're mid-range. They're not a luxury, high-end, unattainable price for a highlighter. You know what I mean? So it's definitely like a mid-range price. The colors are very useful, I would say. I mean, if you're gonna buy it based on skin tone or complexion, they really thought it through, because there's a color for everybody. If you're like me and you just love to glow, I mean, who's to say that you cannot use whatever color you want as a light highlight or a blush topper? Do you need all four? Absolutely not. Totally not. I don't see myself reaching for all four very often. I'd probably be reaching for Starlight or So Hollywood the most often of the colors here. If you guys are wondering about the texture of these highlights is reminiscent of like the Makeup Forever ones, like these really, I think these are called Pro Sculpting Duos. So you see the texture of these powders. It's that really firm looking but very soft to the touch type powder, almost like these gelées from Estee Lauder, very similar to that. The texture is not, if you're wondering, and this is really important because for me, I prefer highlights like the ones that I'm about to show you. The texture of these is not like these really soft, almost, they almost feel creamy to the touch. You know, like the Balm's Mary Luminizer, when you touch it, it almost feels like a really, really creamy eyeshadow. Almost like, is that wet? What is that? Or is it soft? Like, am I making a dent? That's not the texture of them. The texture of these highlights is, like I said, like the Makeup Forever or the gelées from Estee Lauder, where it looks like it's gonna be really hard, but one swipe and you see how creamy it actually is. So that's something that you might wanna consider. Oh, it's actually similar to the Laura Geller products. You see that, like, how it looks like it's really hard, but it really isn't. It's like that. If you've had your eye on one of these illuminators and you're like me, where you're a fan of highlights, get one. I'm sure you're not gonna be disappointed. These are available on Anastasia's website, and they're also available on Macy's.com, and some Macy's impulse stores also have them. But the last I heard is Sephora and I think Ulta, don't quote me on that, we'll be getting them in 2016. I think they're going to branch out the Anastasia collection and actually carry more of her products in store instead of just online. So look out for those. But in the meantime, I will have them linked in the description box below. So if you guys have been curious to check them out, they are definitely Coffee Break approved. I really like them. I don't think I would have purchased all four, and now I'm stuck with all four brushes, but that's okay because it was all done for Coffee Break research purposes. You know, sacrifices have to be made, guys. You know how it is here. Anyway, so that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know in the comment section which color is your favorite or what your opinion is on this product in general. And like always, if you found this video useful, entertaining, or learned something, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this coffee break is over. Bye, guys.